Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So guys, today is Monday morning and I thought let's just jump straight into the Citroen Berlingo. We're going to do a damage assessment. We're going to take off all the parts, take off the bumper, the headlight, the wing, just get it all stripped down so we can have a look behind to see what else has damaged. I reckon it's brackets. There's brackets behind the bumper and wing. Maybe it's that bracket. I've not ordered that. I have ordered some parts and I have got some parts in over here. I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, damage assessment today, guys. And yeah, we're going to get cracking. So let's do this. So yes, like I was just saying, we're going to be starting the Citroen Berlingo today, guys. Damage assessment, take all the parts off, get it all stripped down. I've also ordered other bits and pieces, like I've ordered a wing in colour, so hopefully that comes good. I've ordered a new bumper, brand new bumper to go around as well. Just the lower bit. These parts come off, these top sections from that right to that, all that comes off. And then it's just the lower part that we're going to be changing. Done that before. Don't know what's kind of damaged behind. There's a washer bottle there that runs down. So maybe the washer bottle's broke, split. We're going to have a look at that once we get it stripped down. I have already got some bits. Headlight. Obviously our one is cracked and splits and scuffed. So there's no way I could have left that like that. Look, it's all broke. It's not the best, but it's not perfect. I just want to make sure that, you know, because that has been damaged. So we're going to switch that out for this headlight. And I've got to be honest, this wasn't expensive. £45 for this light. So not too bad. Service kit. Timing belt and water pump. We're going to be doing the timing belt and water pump as well, just because of I've not got no history. I've got no paperwork. I've got no stamp. I've got no one's written any book to say that that's been changed. So I can't trust that it will last, basically. So don't get me wrong. It's not due. I suppose it is due on miles, and it's 2016, and so it's 10. Yeah, so it is due on. It's due on age, not due on the mileage, because it's only 72,000. So. But for peace of mind for me, guys, you know, I like doing these. So they're at the door with the new owner knows that that's been done. Obviously got a service kit here. You can see oil, 5W30 oil, quite a decent one as well. Oil filter, air filter, and the cabin filter. So the service kit, £35 for all those 4 bits. That's crazy. That is unbelievable. So yeah, it still amazes me that I can get a service kit for these Peugeot, Citroens, Stellantis group cars, Toomey's, for 35 quid. So yeah, that's a massive. Well, it's not a massive, but it's a big saving really on your normal service kit. So, but you can see where I'm heading. Obviously, we're going to do a windscreen as well, because I showed you that we've got a crack in the windscreen. So we're going to be doing that as well. But I thought, let's just crack on today, just see how far we can push this and go from there. So yeah, I'll set you up on the tripod. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, the front end is off. No need to take this side off. No need to take the headlight off. That's fine. No need to touch the wing. That's fine. I've only just sort of removed the whole lot. It's because we're replacing the whole lot basically at the bottom. So it doesn't really matter. That can just all come off. Fight me a little bit, I've got to be honest, with a couple of bolts underneath, but we got it done. So let me show you what I found. Look at that there. So that there is the holder for the washer bottle, and you can see that it's sort of pushed it out and it's kind of crinkled up a little bit. I'm guessing that should be straight, that bit, but I'm only guessing because looking down the line on that leg, if I straighten this up, it would really push this over that way to get that straight, if you know what I mean. I just don't know whether or not that is. You can't tell this side because hasn't got the same sort of setup. Over here, you've got this is the pump for the brake lines, hydraulics. So it's kind of a different setup over this side. I really don't know about that, but we've definitely got to pull that straighten it up a little bit, a little bit better than that. We've got to try and get the washer bottle over. Don't know if this works, if it's got a split on it, it's broke or whatever, but you can see that it's kind of pushed up that way. It's kind of twisted like that. So it's hit like that. It has got full up with water right up to here, and it's not leaked. So we may have got away with that, but we've definitely got to sort this bracket over here out. Because obviously if we move this bit, it moves this bit, and I don't know if that's right. So I'm not going to really know where this lines up, I've got to be honest, until we get a wing. Until we get the wing, so to put the wing on, and then work from this way, that way, get the gap right, work across, let it come over onto that, shut the bonnet, line it back up, and then we'll know how far to move that in and out or where to put it. But we've definitely got to do some movement there. Looking down on it like that, you can see this bit here is kicking over that way. So that's definitely got to come over. But I think the best thing to do with that is to kind of just leave that until we get the wing, and then we can line it all up, and yeah, we'll go from there. So yeah, but not too bad. I have noticed an absolute shocking little oil leak. You see it up there? It goes down there and it's covered. The oil underneath there is absolutely covered. So I think we've rather, because look how thick that oil is in there. Look how thick it is. I'm going to show you, because it is thick. Look, it's covered. It's covered the alternator, and it's covered the air conditioning compressor at the bottom. That's the compressor there. That's the alternator at the top, and it's absolutely covered in oil. Look at that. So I don't know what is going on. What could have caused it? The only thing that could have caused it is the same that's above. And the only thing that above is these two pipes, these two inlet pipes here. So sometimes if these pipes are not tight enough, or there's a hole in them, they draw oil through the system, and then it sort of squirts out because that's the intercooler there. So there might be a problem with these hoses, but we're not going to know until we start taking them off and stripping it down and having a look. I have dropped the oil, so we've done that, ready for the service. It's dripping a little bit, but not too much now. It's kind of finished up there, really. But yeah, what I want to do now is just start stripping this down so we can get to the timing belt. We may as well. I haven't got the wing, so we can't sort of crack on with that. I haven't got the bumper. Can't put the wing on. I can't put the bumper on until we've done the wing. There's no point in putting the headlight on, because once the headlight goes in place, it gives you it gives you less. Let me just pull this. Let me just pull that out. It gives you less access to look at the timing belt. So I think I want to go for the timing belt next. And then just see how far we get today. So, I'll set you back up. Let's get some engine stuff stripping down. I'm going to get brake cleaner and clean all this down, put a towel underneath to grab all that as it drips and cleans. Yeah, I might actually take these hoses off just to have a look. You don't normally have to do that, take these off to get to the timing belt. It's just this top cover and then the side. So you don't normally do that, but we are going to be doing the water pump. So we've got to drop the coolant out as well. So yeah, let's crack on, guys. Let's get set up. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, I just want to quickly take you in a little bit closer. I know I've just been doing a little bit on time lapse, stripping it down and stuff, but I want to take you a little bit closer because I found something that isn't correct. With some torch. Right, the first thing I noticed was when I removed the top cover, the actual timing belt is sitting a little bit proud of the pulley. It's like too far sitting over the pulley. Like that, if I get you in to show you that, right. So you look at the bottom bit, look. It shouldn't be like that. It should be sitting a little bit more central on the pulley rather than sitting over. The other thing I've noticed as well is that if you look down, I'm going to take it apart a little bit more to show you, but on that other pulley, that fuel pulley, high pressure fuel pump there. I think it's a high pressure fuel pump. It's a fuel pump there. Again, the belt is not halfway sitting on that pulley. So something's not right at the minute. I'm definitely finding bits and pieces. The actual belt itself as well. Let me show you that. So this belt here has got some slack in it. It feels that should be a lot tighter than that. Let me just show you like that. I can't get you in there, can I? But the belt is quite slacky, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be quite tight. I shouldn't be able to push it down at all, really. It looks to me like it's not the original. Someone has changed this belt. Someone has been in here. I can see that. There's no real lines in the belt. We'll know 100% once we remove it and find the markings. But in a minute, I can't see no markings on the belt. But I don't think that's the original. I think someone's changed it. The other thing I found, which is a little bit more concerning, I've got to be honest, is that when we do these, you pin the top like that through that pulley and that pin, right? That sits on that pulley and that pin, so we know that that's timed at the top. And then when we come to the bottom, we put a pin at the top. There's a little hole there. Can you see that little hole at the top? That little hole, there's a little pin that sits through there and into the actual block at the bottom of the engine. Now, as I was doing this, I was thinking, there's something wrong here. It's not actually lining up. And when I look through that hole there, it's not actually lining up with the hole in the block. The whole thing now, that needs to be turned around, I'd say 1 tooth that way, clockwise, and then that hole will line up with the block. At the minute, it is not line up. I cannot pin it at the bottom. So yeah, and that really is weird because it does run and drive and start, but there's obviously a timing issue because the pins are not lining up the same. Now, what I'm thinking is to move the bottom and line up the bottom correctly with the pin and leave the top, because it's only going to be either or. You're either going to have to move the bottom or release the pin at the top, pin the bottom, and then move the top. So, but either way, I think this is out. Even though it was running spot on, but it didn't. Don't get me wrong, I haven't took it for a drive on the road, but it was running. But I think this is definitely out, guys. This timing is definitely out, and it looks a newish belt as well. So I'm assuming that has only just been done. It's a little bit concerning, isn't it? Because it's like, now I'm starting to think, well, was it crashed on purpose because it wasn't running right? Do you know what I mean? Like, what did they have some? Did they do it themselves? And I don't know. I suppose I'm just guessing. It could be a number of reasons why the timing's out, but whatever happens, it's got to go back correct. It's wrong. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to continue stripping it down. And then once I get it stripped down a little bit further, I'm going to bring you back in and we're going to have another look at this. It's definitely off. Something's off. Whether or not the tensioner isn't on properly, it needs to be tensioned properly. You know, you just don't know. So let's get set up again. I'm going to get this stripped off. I've got to take this. I've got to get a jack underneath, support it underneath with a jack, take off the engine mount at the top here, get all that removed, then get the plastic cover removed, all that bits and pieces, so we can have a real good look at this. Yeah, we just have to retime it. Put it in. I'll have to move the bottom to get it in the correct position to time it and pin it properly, because that is wrong. Something's wrong. So yeah, let's see if we can get this sorted. Hopefully, guys, once I do all this, we're not going to have any issues turning that key. Because this, I've got to be honest, I've not come across this before, where it's out that much. Well, it's not out that much, it's out one tooth. Now, being a diesel engine like this, I don't think that would necessarily cause a big issue or big problem. If it was quite a lot out, a couple of teeth out, it would have. But because it's only one, it's very, very slight. But I don't know, whatever happens, it's wrong. So let's get set up. Let's see what I can sort out. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, let me show you a little bit closer on this, because this just proves the reason why I like to change the timing belts and the full service. You know, it's all right saying if, buts and maybes, but if I let this one go and didn't do the belt, can you imagine, like, if I just done the repair, sent it out, sold it, and something catastrophic could have happened to this engine? It really, really could, because this is really bad. This is really bad. I've never seen one like this before. So I just want to quickly show you. First of all, the state of this this belt is horrendous. It is fraying and ripping on the edge. It really, really is. It's terrible. I've got to be honest, that is actually in the correct position, because there's a pin hole just there that you have to pin. Well, that hole is actually in the centre of where it should pin. So the actual position of this is correct. But the actual position of the belt that sits on the cog is wrong. It's not central. It needs to be a little bit further in. Whoever's fitted this has fitted it flush with the edge of the pulleys and the edge of which is wrong. It should be central, especially to that tensioner. Look, and look at that. Look, I don't know if I can. Let me just get you in there. Look. No. The actual belt is coming to pieces down the edges. It's fraying. But that belt should be it should be central on that pulley, and it's not. It's not central on the pulley. It's sticking just past the tensioner pulley. It's just wrong. Whoever's done this has done it wrong. It's sitting in the wrong position. So I don't know what's going on here. Something is definitely going on. See that slack? Look at this. Look, watch this. Ready? Can you see that? How bad that is. Look at the movement on the belt. That bit there and this bit here. Look how much movement there is. Look. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be able to move that. That should be like stretched tight. And there's so much movement in that belt. I'll be surprised if this is the original belt. I reckon someone's changed this, but I might be wrong. So we're gonna have to see once I get the belt off. But I didn't want to remove the belt until I show you that there, because it's definitely wrong. Now you can see where the hole is here, and you can see that I can't get a pin in there, and there's see this slight hole at the back? That's where you put the pin through. So the whole thing, this bottom end needs a little turn around. It's one teeth, I reckon, around. That's gonna do that. But yeah, the slack in this belt is horrendous. Look at the slack in that belt, look. That is so bad. There should be no slack. I think what's happened, whoever's fitted this has put the tensioner, because when you do these belts, the slack is always on the tensioner side on the belt, not this side, because once you release the pin, the tensioner takes up the slack on that side, not this side. So, yeah. Really strange, really, really weird. But whatever happens, guys, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's slack in the belt. That's terrible slack in that belt. So we've got to get it off. And we'll have a look at it. So, and then I'm just going to have to reset the bottom, pin the bottom, put the belt back on, and then hope to God that there's going to be no issues. We've got to do the water pump as well. So now what I'm going to do is pull the belt off, remove the water pump, and then fit the new water pump ready so that tomorrow we can put the coolant back in, and the water pump will be sort of secure and all dried with no issues. I like to leave it overnight, basically, the setting these water pumps. So, but something is gone wrong here for someone, and I just want to know if that's the original belt or it's been changed. So let's get it off, and then I'll come back to you once we get the water pump off as well. Keep going, but very, very strange. But this, if I just done the repair, most people that do this work will just do the repair, the bare minimum, and then kick it out the door. Whereas I will always try and do the timing belt, the full service, go all over it, check it. And this just proves that what I do is a good thing, really, because that could have caused a lot of problems. Because that's definitely out. The timing is out, definitely out. So, yeah, let's crack on. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys. There we go. So, new water pump in place. You can see it right there. So that is now set, ready for tomorrow. I'm going to leave this till tomorrow so we can continue. I don't know if you can see it as well. Can you see the pin? It now lines up and is timed at the bottom. So what I had to do is basically put the crank bolt in with the belt off and then turn it just one tooth that way, clockwise, and that lined up the pin at the top where it's now, well, it should be now timed and lined up top to bottom. But we ain't gonna know that until we actually, when I put the belt on and then we run it to make sure it's okay. I don't know if that's linked, because that was out of time very slightly. I don't know if it's linked to this with the oil spitting up against that as well, and these pipes. I did remove the two pipes. I also removed, you can see it, I also removed the actual yeah. So I've removed that as well. But there is oil inside these pipes. I've not cleaned this one out because it's just dripping oil out of it, look. So this one seems to be worse than the other side, whether or not that's the first part of it or the last part of it. But yeah, I can't trust that this air cooler, it hasn't got any oil inside. So I took it off so I can squirt some brake cleaner down there and swish it around and give it a nice good old clean. So yeah, that's why I've actually removed that, because I want to give it a good clean inside that air cooler. But yeah, I'm absolutely sweating at the minute. It's starting to get really hot again. Let me show you. So that's the old water pump. Obviously, you know, I've got to be honest, it does look original. This pulley does sound like the bearing's gone inside. That might have caused the belt to move over a little bit. I want to show you the condition of the belt as well. Where is it? So look at the condition of the belt there. Look where it's ripping all the way along. It is starting to rip. So something's catched on the belt, and it's so. Honestly, that's quite serious, guys, because that might have possibly have snapped. And let me show you the markings on this as well. Where's the markings? Where are they? So these are your markings. Let me just wipe that off there, get that clean so you can see it better. So these are the markings on the belt, right? And first of all, you can see it says Dayco. Written right there, Dayco. Okay. Next to it, you got Formico, Peugeot, Citroen. So there's a good chance that this is the original belt. I've got to be honest. There is a good chance of that. The only thing I question in that is because on the belt here, you can still see parts of the white on the actual teeth. And I just don't know about that really. But yeah, I can't see it. I just can't see it being changed. I think that's the original belt, original tensioner. And original idler pulley. But the actual idler pulley is like, I don't know if you can hear it. the bearing seemed to have has gone on that, collapsed a little bit, I think, which may have caused the actual belt to sort of go into the wrong position. Again, we're not going to know until there ain't nothing else really that's going to cause that belt to move outwards like that, unless that idle pulley slightly started to move and gradually it was coming further and further out. I don't know. But I think, whatever happens, guys, I think we've caught this just in time. So, yeah. Again, this is another reason, I tell you this all the time, but this is another reason why I do the timing belts and the full service. Because I know now that when I've put it back together, it's correct. And the new owner is not going to have any issues. This van won't come back to me now when I've sold it, but it may have come back if I sold it without doing it. So, yeah, it is a good job that I am doing this now. So there we go. Right, I think that's it. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to call it done for today. So that's going to be the end of today's video, guys. Don't forget, like, share and subscribe if you can. I really appreciate all the support. Drop me a comment down below. Give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.